Welcome friends, welcome to the another game, game 6 of Alpha Zero versus Stockfish. Again, this is also a game which went up to, I think it is 117 moves. It went up to 117 moves. But really interesting game is that it choose Queen's Indian to play this game, and I'll just take you through what happened in the Queen's Indian. French converted to Queen's Indian. Pretty much standard moves after d5 into d5, and this is something that we may want to consider. Knight h4. Generally, knight h4 we generally don't do because see, it cannot take this pawn on c4 because this bishop will take this bishop. Okay, bishop into bishop 7 exists, hence this pawn cannot be taken. But if you see, it just wants to protect that pawn, and this is one square. After bishop being moved, if you put this bishop onto d6, it is going to be very strong, and this bishop, these two pieces does not exist for us. Okay, once the knight goes into d6 square, this d6 square, I think nothing can be done much after. It would be a very strong position in terms of this space. Like this bishop is active, this queen is active, and this knight can also come into c3. This is something interesting, but again you can see that's the square. After bishop d through, nobody can touch this piece. It's very interesting. Everything is coming under tempo. There are two pawns advantage, but if you see, these two pawns are advantage for black, but till these two, three, almost three, four, I would say, these four pieces are just sitting idle. You can see like this piece, and this piece, and rook does not exist on the queen side. Like the rook sitting on e8 is doing nothing, and it cannot do much. If you see, and this is something interesting. Like if you see, after we would have never thought it will play bishop g5. Bishop g5 is very interesting because once bishop into g5, the knight e4 into g4 and so on, all knight g5 will come into picture, and this queen has to move. There is no place for queen. Virtually there is no place, because after bishop d4, and you have a continuous attack on your king, and it did not choose to take this bishop, because if you take this bishop, knight g4 will create, knight g5 is gonna create very huge, because the queen has to only either go to queen g8, like let's see, and if you take this, there is only one move, that is what it is. And after rook e1, e7, like you have a dangerous threats coming over here, and knight b1 d8, and after that queen f4. There are quite a few things that can happen, and this is something interesting. Like I felt after h5, bishop g5, it did not uh, Stockfish did not try sorry, Stockfish did not took the bishop because of the several threats which are coming. And you can see after queen f4, this square is pretty strong somewhere, and you have to see some, sorry, bishop e7, and nothing will happen. Like it is just giving away this rook, and so these pieces, it just wants to give away. See, there are only 1 2 3, there is a rook advantage, but still these three pieces are no longer exist, because it is out of the game, because the action is happening in these squares, e square, and like this section, the right side of the board. The entire action is happening on the right side of the board, and the left side of the board, the you have a three pieces which are just sitting idle. And you can see the game is almost over here, but still, if you see, there is nothing gone, almost gone, but it went up to those pieces. But once this is done, After move 35 and 36, there is not much for a black to play over here. It just is simply took the end game to the next level, and it was able to easily win this game. Just a maneuverability in terms of how they wants to move, but definitely you can see a clear advantage for white coming over here. It just had to play those right moves, and as a human player we may commit mistake, but computer is not gonna make all such mistakes. And even if you see, as a player I would definitely go and take uh, this pawn, okay, but Alpha Zero did not wanted to go commit such mistakes. You can see right h4 g6, and you can see interestingly what is happening. Just wants to move to, yeah, now it can take, yeah, after these moves I think somewhere it's gonna exchange its knight for rook. That's it. 3 pawn advantage. Even if you give away your rook for a knight, it is clearly gonna win. That's it. It's gonna take out its bishop and it's gonna win. Rook b8 f8, and that's it. Thanks guys, and hope you guys enjoyed all these notations. You can pause my video and take out all the notations, but this really helps in terms of understanding how Alpha Zero is able to beat the Stockfish. With that, thanks, and I look forward for game 7.